So I think Utopia will be forgotten since there isn't any songs looking like they're gonna be really big hit. It's a good question. I actually already found myself going back to SoundCloud, not listening to Utopia too much, other than SZA's feature. SZA, I don't know what it is. I just really like SZA. Like just the what she can do with her voice and ass. Get me going. But let's see what the actual hits are on Utopia. So 24 mil, 22, yeah, it does, wait, 62, but that was because it was Bad Bunny in the weekend, and that was also a single that dropped like 1 or 2 weeks prior. Yeah, I guess there really aren't that many big hits. Like I haven't seen many TikToks to it, although granted, I am not on TikTok, but that's what I was saying when I first reviewed the album. Like there aren't many songs that I think are gonna be that smash hit, like Sicko Mode, or any like super catchy lyrics that people can do skits to, or you know, just play on the words of doing something. But some, like, I never really liked those songs in general because I feel like those are too poppy in a way. Like it seems like they're trying to make a song so that it blows up rather than just making a good song. So overall though, because of that, I liked a lot of the songs because they were not trying to be TikTokable in a way. Although he had a lot of big features, so maybe something will happen later on down the line. And we saw with Whole Lotta Red, like nothing really blew up for a while, and then Sky all of a sudden on TikTok, one of the edits blew up. So that could very well happen. Sometimes it just takes time. But yeah, I mean, are people gonna forget about Utopia? I don't know. I haven't really heard much about it other than the sales at this point. People are just saying like, oh, they're giving their one take opinion, and then there hasn't been much conversation about certain songs other than the Carti one, but that's just because I'm more like in the Carti space. Telekinesis, because that was a Kanye leak. What do y'all think though? Carried by Features. I thought it was a good like thematic album. Like it had a good concept. It stayed on track with the whole sound the entire time. So that's why I thought it was good. It was almost like The Weeknd, where you like enter a new world when you listen to the project. It's like watching a movie in a way, but just sonically. So that's why I like it. It's kind of like, but it might turn into a Kendrick Lamar thing where he dropped his project. It might not have as much replayability as say Astroworld, which I feel like was his most commercial project. Like it had like practically every song on there was blowing up on the radio, and people were doing, at that point you couldn't do TikToks, but like people were talking about every single song, especially Sicko Mode among others. Maybe, I don't know. Also, he might not be in the public light as much because he's not dating Kylie Jenner anymore. I think he's with SZA. Those are rumors, but I have no idea. I don't really keep up with like the whole dating shit. Like I'm just honed in on the music. But maybe because of that, he's not getting the same like mainstream audience, which is gonna do all those little TikTok dances. But then again, I can't imagine her followers really liking this music anyway. Like I think that's why it was a good project. I thought Astroworld was good. Don't get me wrong, it had a lot of bangers on there, but it was less of a true project to me than in the Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, as well as this, and then Rodeo and Alfaro. Like those again felt like the thematic albums where you're watching a movie sonically. Remember when Trav said Utopia was gonna be a psychedelic rock? I'm pretty sure you're talking about Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty said that. But yeah, this should tell you, Bean, voice crack, Bean, it's got like less than 1 million plays less than Drake, and it's Carti. And obviously Carti's a way less big artist than Drake, or let's say name. So what does that tell you? Like, people want the Carti music, bro. He's turning into one of the top 5 rappers as we speak. It's crazy to see that, especially with, like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people discount his his influence in the game. But like every single feature that he hops on, they tend to be one of the biggest songs on the project, with like Uzi or even Trippy or Travis, or I'm pretty sure Pain 1993 did really well on Dark Lane demo tapes with Drake. So just Carti got that pull, man. He's one of them. He's him now. I don't know if he'll hit 200K, but he's definitely getting close, like 150 to 200, and then the next project after that, he'll be pushing 200, depending on how that project is, though, obviously. W Glaze. Hey, man, look, I'm spitting facts. It's all numbers. Like, we could sit here all day and talk about how Fiend is a great song, but I'm not even saying that. And it was, but we're just talking about strictly numbers. If the numbers are telling you that Carti's feature is doing one of the best out of all the projects, like out of all the project songs, then obviously something's there. And it's like one of the most hyped songs, even like all Twitter is talking about, is really just Fiend. Now, Carti does have a stronghold on, or a chokehold on Twitter, because everybody fucks with him there, along with like Kanye and others. But like something about his feature that people fuck with pretty much always, though. Like, it's a general trend. It's not just, oh, it was this song. Do I see Uzi being on music? No. I don't see Uzi being on Carti's project, unfortunately. I mean, look what Carti did to him. Carti didn't give him the feature for Pink Tape. Dropped out last minute. Now he was trying to hop on a certain song, a couple songs like A or whatever, but then it was just too late to add a feature on there, because it was, there was only like 1 or 2 days left. But like, he should have planned accordingly, especially with your friends. Like, if your friends need help, you want to get, you want to send them the features on time, so that, or at least respect them enough to be like, you know what, this wasn't my best performance, but you can still have the feature just because like it's going to make both of us bread, and it'll add more hype to the album. So that's what I would have done, but I'm not Carti, and definitely he moves like not emotionally. He makes his moves strategically for a reason, and obviously it's working. It does tend to seem like it's more of an ego thing. I do think Uzi and Carti are competing at this point, especially with their sales kind of intersecting now, potentially, with Carti's next project. So I think that if Carti got Uzi on the next project, I feel like Uzi's just a better person overall, like morally. So he would give him the feature, but will Carti put it on there? That's a different question. I don't know if he wants to give him that look, if we're talking about his ego, because he is, he is a narcissist, as he even said himself. Don't I think at this point Carti has already won over all the fans that would care for his type of music? Well, that's why I think he's going into this futuresque, like low voice trap beat shit, although I don't know what he's gonna come out with. So this is just talking about what recently came out, and it was just a feature, so it's a Travis Scott beat. But I think the reason for the future type rapping is so he can, because like music, especially when you're a rapper, it's more than just the music. Like you've got to hit different audiences, and if you're not hitting a different audience every single time, then you're not necessarily growing. Because I agree with you. I do feel like he's hit a certain point where like he makes niche music. Now there are a lot of rock fans, especially older, so maybe if you just keep doing that, you'll hit a larger and larger audience that way. But like, you're losing out on a lot of the hip hop listeners, which in general, especially with Playboi Carti's previous music, it would be an easy audience to tap into, because I do know a lot of fans of Carti's old music, but they don't really like a whole lot of red type music, or like the trap metal, genre that he's doing or has been doing recently. So if he goes into like the old, like not old school, but if he goes into the typical trap type music, of course with his own flair on it, then it'll hit a larger audience, and that's where I think he'll hit the 150 to 200K. But yeah, Carti does own the culture. That was a good way of summarizing what I said before. Travis on Carti album? Well, he was supposed to be on Rockstar Made, remember? I think Aiden Ross played it on a stream, and he tweeted Travis Scott. So I think even Post Malone was supposed to be on it. So he has the features. Like, I'm sure Carti's got songs with literally everybody, but as we also talked about, he's got an NDA. So with everyone who he comes across. Now, when you come across like, or when you collab with like Travis or whatever, like I'm sure that they don't even gotta exchange NDAs because they already know what's up. They already are large celebrity like people, so it's already kind of like, yo, it's a unwritten agreement. Like don't leak this. They probably don't even expect them to leak it because that's their life anyway. They don't want all their shit out on tabloids. Uzi versus Carti, who has the longer Jesus Christ, I thought you were gonna ask a real question. Who has the longer pee-pee?